Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about inscribed angles. Only a couple more lessons to go. Inscribed angles means that the vertex is on the circle and the sides are chords of the circle. So if you notice, the vertex for each of these angles down here is on the circle. All right, and what happens is the measure of that angle is equal to half of the intercepted arc. All right, so angle B would be half of whatever AC is. So if AC is, say, 60 degrees, then this angle would be 30. And that's it. So let's take a look at a few examples. So the first one, the measure of angle RST. So follow RST. So if you look at the ends of that angle, that arc is 120. So angle RST is half of 120, which is equal to 60 degrees. If you're going the other way, so the measure of angle SU, or of arc SU, look at the angle that's across from it. It's 40, so this would have to be 80. 40 times 2. And that's it. So let's look at some examples. This one, arc ADC, if you go from A to D to C, if you look at this gigantic angle that's formed, it's 135. Remember, the arc is double that. That's almost all the way around, so it's going to be a little less than 360. So we do 2 times 135, and that's going to give us 270 degrees. For angle DAE, D to A to E, this angle is half of 76. So that's going to be 38 degrees, and that makes sense. Look at the size of that angle. Something like this, if you notice the ends of the angle, is half of a circle. That's half of 180, so that would have to be 90. So 4x plus 6 equals 90. Okay, because again, the angle is half of 180. So we'll subtract 6, a little bit of algebra here. 4x equals 84, and then divide by 4 to get x equals 21, and that's what it wants you to find. So you're done. Okay, on this one looks a little different, but if you notice, this angle here has endpoints at A and C. This angle here also has endpoints at A and C. So that means that they're half of this arc, which means that they're equal to each other. They're both half of the same arc. So we'll just set them equal. 10y minus 28 equals 7y minus 1. A little bit of algebra. I'm going to bring that 7y over. I'll subtract it. 3y minus 28 equals negative 1. Add 28. 3y equals 27. And when you divide by 3, you get y equals 9. This, though, is asking us to find the measure of ADC, so we'll plug it in right here. 7 times 9 minus 1 gives us 62 degrees. And if you were to check this one up here, it would also give you 62. So that tells you that you did your solving correctly. All right. A couple more like that on the back. If you want, you can pause the video and try it. But if you look at the measure of GFJ is half of 110. Sorry, this is hard to write on. Which would be 55 degrees. And if you want to go to arc FH over here, that's going to be double 36. 2 times 36 is 72 degrees. Okay, almost done. Angle CED is this guy right here. I'm guessing that's a 66. Half of 66 is 33 degrees. And for angle arc DEA. So you got to go in that order, D to E to A. Big arc right here. Look at the endpoints. It's the endpoints of this angle right here. So when you're going the other way, we're going to do 2 times 96. Okay, so the angle is always half of the arc. All right, one last thing to talk about today. When you have a quadrilateral that's inscribed, which again, all of the points are on the circle, then opposite angles are supplementary. Opposite angles add up to 180. So D and B add up to 180, and A and C add up to 180. All right, so if you look at this one, Q is across from S, and P is across from R. So P and R are supplementary. I'll need that other one in a minute, but for the equation itself, we just need to find Y. So I'm just going to add those up. And set them equal to 180. And once you have Y, then you can determine all the angles. So let's see, 6Y and 10Y, 16Y, 1 and 19 is 20 equals 180. Subtract 20, so 16Y, equals 160. So Y is going to give us 10. So now let's go up and answer the question. Angle P is 6 times 10 plus 1 is 61. Angle Q is 10 squared plus 48. It's a big angle. Angle Q is going to be equal to 148. Angle R, we can plug in again. 10 times 10 plus 19. So angle R is going to be 119. And finally, angle S, there's nothing there. But remember, Q and S are supplementary. So if angle Q is 148, I can just do 180 minus 148, and I'll get 32 degrees. Okay, the other one has two different variables. You're never going to have them in the same equation. So basically, you're going to have two equations. U plus W equals 180. So 14 plus 4x equals, plus 6x minus 14 equals 180. So we'll solve that one. So we have 10x, 14 minus 14 cancels. So 10x equals 180, divided by 10x is 18. For the y values, you'll go the same way. T and V are going to add up to 180. I'll do this one up here. So we have 15y minus 4 plus 12y minus 5 equals 180. And again, just solve. That's going to give us 27y. This is going to give us negative 9. Add 9 to both sides. 27y equals 189. And then divide by 27. And we get y equals 7. And then you would just substitute in to find each angle. So, I'm just out of room. But you would just, again, you'd plug the y in wherever you see a y, and you'd plug the x in wherever you see an x to find those four angles. Okay, that's it for inscribed angles. Give the practice a try. It shouldn't be too bad. The first page is what we just talked about. And then on the back, again, is that Regents review that's so important that you practice. We have just a couple more things to talk about, and we are set. But again, make sure you get this Regents review in. That's just as important as anything else. Okay, have a good day. If you have questions, come see me.